This is Double Take Debate. Just checking in. I wanted to give a quick rundown on the NBA draft. Obviously, not going to cover the whole NBA draft in a 5-minute video, but just some things that really stood out to me. The draft was last night. I just wanted to sleep on it, see what I made of it in the morning, and the winners that I had were pretty much the same as when I saw the draft live. The two teams that really stood out to me because of their draft position and still picked up exactly what they needed was the Boston Celtics and the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think they both got exactly what everything and more from this draft. You know, Boston managed to get in the early 20s Jared Sullinger and Melo, two big bodies. Sullinger especially, who can play. I know there was flags all over him because of a bad back, but you know, the same was with DeJuan Blair with the ACLs, in that he has none. And what happens is GMs seem to work themselves up into a frenzy and convince themselves that even though this guy's just dominated the college game for 2 straight years, he's going to hit the NBA and his back's going to pull up. Now, obviously there is some justification to that, but to pass 20 other players over Jared Sullinger, I think that's a huge slip up. I think there was so many teams that could have done with someone like him, and I think the Celtics are going to reap the rewards. I think he's going to be like Glenn Davis was for the Celtics, but a lot better. I think he's a much better player, a much better rebounder. Davis was good on offensive board, but as a rebounder wasn't a great rebounder. I think Sullinger is going to bring a very, very good offensive repertoire. I mean, he's not great athletically, but with the Celtics now to compensate that with defensive schemes. And I think this guy can just play. Great pickup. Melo, a more raw project, something for the future, but he is a big body that can block shots and impact the game on help defense. So if Garnett comes back under his tutelage, he can only blossom. And someone that flew under the radar was Chris Joseph, who they picked up in the 2nd round, an athletic swingman who can shoot the free. And you know, if they're going to lose Allen, he isn't going to be of that standard, but someone that can definitely help, either start probably coming off the bench, backing up Avery Bradley. So a nice pick up there in the 2nd round. Oklahoma, what a pick at 28. You know, to pick up Jones, and this is Perry Jones the third. What a pick! What a pick! This guy was picked as a top 10, even top 5 on talent alone before the draft in many circles. You know, there were some flags raised about injuries perhaps just before the draft and attitude problems, but again, you know, a team like Oklahoma that's so stacked that didn't really need any help in any one position besides maybe a big man that could score off the bench is going to be rare to find that in the draft, especially at pick 28. But they've managed to pick up a 6'11" guy who could play the small forward and some power forward in college. I'm not sure he'll be able to do that in the NBA. We'll see how he transitions, but they could potentially line up with Westbrook, Harden, Jones, Durant and Ibaka, and that is a freakishly athletic, long, tall unit. I mean, you've got 3 players in Jones, Durant and Ibaka that could legitimately claim 6'10", 6'11". It's a scary lineup, one that's only going to let them get better as he can develop at a slow pace, join a winning culture, a team that breeds team first, no egos. I think it's perfect for him. It's better than going to a bottom-based team where his attitude issues could be a problem, a la Michael Beasley. And I think it can only do him wonders being in an organisation like this, you know, mini Spurs, whatever you may want to call them. I think they're going to be great for his career. Another winner from the draft, I actually have the Cavs. The Cavs in New Orleans, I'll sum them both up, both early picks. Obviously New Orleans got Davis and Rivers, which I think was a great combination. I like Austin Rivers a lot. I think you need that kind of ego, that kind of confidence in the NBA. Davis, we all know so much about him. I don't know, these comparisons to Tim Duncan I think are a reach. I mean, Tim Duncan, one of the best, if not the best player of the last 15 years. I fear the brow, but not that much. But they also picked up Miller in the 2nd round, an athletic defensive swingman who plays the free and can shoot the free, just like Trevor Ariza. They basically filled in for Trevor Ariza, who they traded away with the 2nd round pick. So brilliant, a brilliant pickup for them, great trade for them. And also, obviously, as I mentioned just now, the Cavaliers, who picked up Dion Waiters and Tyler Zeller, to come in at the centre spot, who isn't going to set the world afire, but he's definitely a serviceable big man that can run the floor with Irving and Waiters now. And Waiters at 4 shocked a lot of people, but his game has drawn comparisons to Dwayne Wade. I don't see that quite as much, but that says something about this kid's ability. You know, 6'4", 6'5", shooting guard, can fill it up, drive the lane, pass off of Irving. He's a great pickup for them. Some much needed backcourt help. I expect him to be starting from opening tip-off. So a good team Cavs have got there with Irving, Waiters, Zeller, Tristan Thompson. You know, they're building a great team down there. One for the future, definitely. And last but not least, my losers. I don't know if this is particularly fair, but the Rockets had 3 picks in the mid-rounds, and they passed up some very talented players. I mean, they got some great players, but you know, as mentioned, Sullinger Jones. They picked up a different Jones who's also rated highly, and they also got. They picked up 2 swingmen. They got Lamb, Waiters, and Weiss, and I like them, but I'm not sure more swingmen or more forwards is what the Rockets needed. And they picked up all these picks to hopefully land Dwight Howard, and they haven't done it. I understand there was a lack of big men, true centres in this draft, but do I like what they've ended up with? Not particularly. They'll be there or thereabouts for playoffs. I don't think they'll make it again this year unless they do pull off a major trade without giving up too many assets. So we'll see. I personally would have given up Lowry or Dragic because either one of them want to be traded. Get something in return, and then keep those picks for a draft perhaps, but for a trade, sorry. But you know, hopefully the Rockets know what they're doing. It's an organisation I've got a lot of time for, but the way their team's structured, I can't see them winning out west. But that was my NBA draft take. I'm sure once I look over it again, I'll notice some more flaws and positives for other teams. I'm sure you guys have as well for your own personal favourites. But that's my winners and losers as of up till now. Double Take Debate. Tune in again soon.